Good morning, friends. It's just Trish. The dryer's going, so I hope it's not loud and aggravating for you this morning. I just want to recap on what we did this weekend and like a few things I got because I'm really pretty jived about what I got on Amazon. And as soon as I remember, I'll stick them down below, all the links to Amazon. All right, so busy weekend. We did a major jam jelly workshop for 4-H. I wasn't supposed to teach it. I ended up teaching it, which was kind of fun. I really enjoyed teaching it. It worked out great. And then, of course, I got to aggravate my little teenagers and my kids because I'm like, we had the recipe, we had all this stuff, but we had more, we didn't have the right amounts. So I made them go through calculations on what we needed for the recipe and what we had and how much we could make with that. And we quickly realized we didn't have enough to do, like our recipe made 8 jars, but we had extra jars that we had planned to fill and we didn't have enough juice. And so then we went to, we found another juice. Actually, we found a cranberry pineapple juice and we added that with the grape juice and it was really good. It ended up tasting phenomenal. And so we just did like a really easy jelly for them. And I made them convert units. We talked about the identity law, which I'm sure they're like, what is that? I'm like, the identity law, A times 1 equals A. So how do we equal 1? And we discussed those ideas. I talked to them about the water bath and the pressure cooker, and I discussed with them the ideal gas law and how it applies to a pressure cooker, the ideal gas law and how it applies to how the seal happens in the vacuum. And we talked bacteria and we did our project. So it was really fun. They were a little bit like, I can't believe you're talking to us about all this stuff. I'm like, that's what happens when you have an engineer teaching you canning. But it was fun. It was so much fun. But I feel like I really thought once the exam was done, things would slow down. And it's not slowing down at all. In fact, I feel like I'm kind of thriving in this full speed going. If you go back to some of my older videos, especially my first ones, very different situation, very tired, very exhausted, and I'm just kind of talking to you. And I have to say, it's been so nice having my energy back. I really think it has to do with the fact that I'm 4 years postpartum. I know that sounds funny, but I'm 4 years postpartum. I have not, since when I started having children, have ever been this long postpartum without having another baby. So in the last 14 years, for 10 straight years, there would be another baby. I literally would have another baby in 2 years. So I feel like my body is just really coming back together after so much time. So I'm 40, I'll be 41 next month. And it works out good. I had somebody ask me how are you getting younger? What are you doing? I just am losing weight. When I lose weight, I look younger. When I gain weight, I look heavier. My kids are waking up. I tried to get this done earlier, but I had to sit down and make all of my plans for the day and do some planning so that I would get off here and I'd be ready to go. Because sometimes I get off from making the videos and I'm just like, what am I doing now? So, and I don't wear makeup. The only time I wear makeup is I'll put something on my eyes and I'll fill my eyebrows and I'll put a little color on my lips, and that's kind of it. Every great once in a while, 2 times a year, I'll actually do a full face. And I think not filling in my pores like that is really, really good. So I went back on Weight Watchers last month. I know I haven't been making a lot of videos. I was going to try and throw out a whole different channel, but life's too busy to make that happen yet. And I've been kind of just working at it. It took a couple of weeks before anything happened. I feel like my body to readjust nothing was moving. I'm like, see, I'm just too old. That's what my idea was. I'm like, I did keto for so long and nothing moved, and going back on my watchers, nothing's moving. I've just gotten too old. But I'm like, I'm gonna stick it out because I need to do something, even if it's just getting healthier and no scale moving. Well, it took 3 weeks and the scale started moving. So I'm a little over a month in, and I'm almost a month and a half. Let's say a month and a half in, and I've lost 11 pounds. So it's starting to show up. I know you're probably noticing it in my face. It's starting to show up. I'm just like, how cool is that? But I'm still like 173, and that's where I was in September. So I'd like to get back to 150. No, let's be serious. I have to get back to 150 where I was 2 years ago, but I'd like to go a little bit like 140. I feel like that would keep me at my strongest weight. So that turned out awesome. So I have been working through, and I've just kind of been ordering like my Amazon haul. I think I get like little tidbits here and there, and just really trying to reformat my plan. I showed you the other week that I moved back into my little planner. This Recollections I bought a couple years ago at Michael's. This is not part of my haul. This is just part of me talking. So I bought this at Michael's, and I had this like great idea, and I had a really hard time with that much space. I just was like, I don't know how to use that, and it was really frustrating to me. By the way, this is Wendaful, WENDAFUL.com. Free printables. Printed these. So my goal is I'd be able to DIY my own planner, and it just didn't work. And so then I keep going into those recollection planners and those spiral bound planners, and they're so beautiful, but they overwhelm me because it's like I want the structure, but I need that blank space a lot. And I seen my girlfriend, I seen how beautiful she had it, but how simple, and I was like, oh. And then of course I seen Nikki at the Farmhouse Full, and she showed hers, and I was like, I really like that. Let me give it another shot. It has been working out so good, and I'll tell you why. So number one, I have this for the week layout, and I will show you my month layout. Right here. Here's like my month layout. It's not very big, but see, there's Wendaful. Will it focus? Focus. So it's Wendaful, WENDAFUL.com. She has a lot of printables. These are my two favorites. I just print them out and I cut them. It hasn't been too bad. And I just have those as my main parts. One of the things I've been working on, I don't know where I found this printable, but I found this printable, and I just cut them out and put them on paper. But I love the feel of laminating, having pieces of laminating in my binder. And then one of the things I started doing was I kind of came up with an idea or a goal for my routine schedule, and I stuck them in there. But here's what I'm loving, is I can make these beautiful little sections, and I can just add a new section. It's not a big deal. And I can take notes on something. So one of the things I started doing was I actually started taking notes on what we do. Not the detailed. My morning and evening schoolwork, I've just been putting details like, what's our copy work? And then I'm writing it down, and then tracking where we are in spelling, where we are in math. And I've stuck them in here. Okay, so my idea was, that's really cool, but I can't keep a whole year in there. What should I do? And I'm like, well, maybe I could find a binder to keep my pages, but to find the binders that fit those pages are really hard. You're going to be fast playing this. I know. It's going to be long. I'm so sorry. Get your coffee. And so I went Amazon shopping, of course, and I found this. Okay, this is really cool. It came, I was going to wait. It came in this beautiful little box. It was all shoved in there in a little box, and I had to put together. I wanted to wait for you, but I couldn't. I was so excited. So this is nothing more than just a plastic binder. Just just clear, not a big deal. And then it comes with these beautiful dividers. This is the personal size, if you're looking. It's like around 6 inches by 4 inches. So it comes with these really botanicals, and you get a page or an envelope in there, and you get a ruler. In it also, you get paper. I thought the papers were nice. They're nice quality. So you have graph paper, you have line paper, you have dot paper, and then you have blank paper. So a huge stack of those. That was 20 bucks. I'll put the link down below. So my plan is I will use this daily. I will archive our schoolwork here. So any notes, even probably some 4-H stuff, I will archive in here. And I don't know, maybe I will buy one each year. I know that sounds redundant and expensive, or maybe I'll just keep 3 of them and I'll rotate them out and trash. But for $20 in what I got, I'm buying that on a planner. I don't know. So I could buy this, I could use it really nicely, I can enjoy it, and I can do some pre-printed items, and I have, you know, so I thought that was cool, so I will post that. We're working on memory work and trying to do our memory work, and I found these. These were an add-on, they were like $5. The Oxford, and it's a clip. So my idea was we need our memory work handy dandy. So one of the ideas is I'm going to make some really cute dividers for each strand in our challenge work, and then teach them to make beautiful notes. Not just write what you need to know, but make beautiful notes. And I've been looking at that. It's a skill. It's not talent. So I ordered 2 of them. I'm going to tell you, as an add-on, you don't get to pick the color. They just show up the color. So I wish I had a green one because his color is green, but this will do. I really kind of want to make one for me as a challenge teacher, because I'm going to do challenge A again next year. In fact, I really wish, I plan next year to do a lot more self-learning with it, because they're learning faster than I am. I'm just trying to keep up with the lessons, but they have that time to dedicate. So I'm hoping by next year. Okay, I'm so excited about this one. This has been on my list. So the rest are just books. Just books, but good books. Books. I picked up this. Oh my goodness. So this is about a $40 item. And my friend Shalise at Sodbuster posted a link because they were 20 bucks and you get all 3 books. I know I wanted these books because we checked one of the books out at the library. See how nice that is? That's actually a really nice cover. We checked out this book at the library, and the one who loved this book was my 3-year-old. My 3-year-old loves this book. So the artwork is just gorgeous. And what she would do is she would find what she loved. And she actually loved the leaves better, the most. She loved the leaves the most, which is funny. This is the page she loves the most. And she would ask me to draw them, and she would look at them, and she would study them. And just what it pulled into her was amazing. I love the fact that it encouraged us to attempt to draw that. See, it's not like it's botanically drawn, or, you know, nature preserved drawn, I like to say, like how they used to do those journals. And it makes it just so much inviting to try to replicate. So I was like, I think they individually are around $15. I got 3. So you have food anatomy. Give you a quick tour of that. You have farm anatomy, which has been fun. Like, you meet the different geese. So I'm excited about these, having them in our library. But even more exciting, in this pack came these beautiful cards. And they're actually frameable. I know. Aren't they gorgeous? I know. So, I plan on probably hitting up the Dollar Tree and picking up some frames and framing them. I don't know where I'm going to put them, but I can tell you I'm excited to have them. I think they're just gorgeous. They're gorgeous. Probably will go in the next house. Okay, I picked up 2 other books. These are Sarah Mackenzie recommendations for read alouds. The Vanderbilts of 141st Street. And then I got this one. I thought this one would be fun. The Incorrigible Children.
Incorrigible Children, it is.
The Incorrigible Children. And so I'm thinking, I'm going to bring a new book in the house. And my daughter's like, that's a good book. And I'm like, you already read it. She goes, yeah, I already read it. I'm like, the library. So very good. The other one I got, I picked up, I thought this was an excellent deal. It's like $12 maybe. All right, I thought it was going to be one of those big heavy books with all of them in there. So this is Henry and Mudge. This is the first set. They have a couple of different sets that come, but you get the first 6 books. So here's my goal on this. I have one child who needs to work on reading fluency, and I have another child who needs to be read to because he's that age. Well, they all need to be read to, but that considerate reading to. So I thought these would be great books to be read to Orville, just to expand his just book experience. And so I picked these up. I'm hoping to get other ones. I know I've had a lot of books. I've had Mudge books. Sometimes you have to replace your books. After 10 years, you got to replace books. That's what happens. And I've had some of these before, and it's just easier to get the stack. So I'm hoping we'll get through here. In a couple months, I will order the next set, unless we lose interest, and I'll find another set to go with him. But I'm hoping to get Orville hooked on the Henry and Mudge kind of deal. Kind of deal, because you know that's what I say. So anyways, those are the things we've got. Those were kind of my weekend. I feel like as a mom, I spend just a lot of time keeping the plate spinning. So yesterday we had our church luncheon because we just moved into a new building, so we had a big jubilee, and they had all this bread left over, and they're like, we're gonna throw it out or we're gonna feed it. You know, actually we got a lot of farmers, so they're like, we'll feed it to the cows. I'm like, whoa, I'll take that home. And they're like, what are you going to do with all the bread? That's a lot of bread. I'm like, I want to go make bread pudding. So I took home probably this much bread. And I ripped it apart. And it's that most of them were pretty much Hawaiian sweet rolls. I'm going to tell you, it was hard resisting. I resisted. It was hard resisting though. But I tore them apart. I just wanted to eat them. I'm not going to lie. I just really wanted to eat them. But I knew if I ate them, I'd feel so miserable. It's worth not eating. Tore them apart, toasted them, and I made bread pudding. I make a really simple bread pudding. In fact, I think I have a video. If I have a video on making bread pudding, I think I did one for the Frugal Family Food. I'll stick it down there. I don't think I did one for Frugal Family Food. I think I did yellow rice and chicken and red sauce. So, I did that, and I pretty much spent my whole day doing that activity once I got home. And we did another sandwich stash. So we do, following right off of Jay Morrell's large family table and her like prep meals, those ham and cheese sandwiches are a lifesaver to us. In fact, they're a lifesaver and a love giver to everybody, because we will go. So last night we made around 70 sandwiches. I know, isn't that crazy of amount? We made 70 sandwiches and put them in the freezer, and we're ready to go. So once we start getting low, we just make more. I'm trying to prevent us from running out. And we did ham and cheese. We need to do peanut butter and jelly, but we need to do that. You know, we just kind of take shifts. Like, here's what we're doing today. Get a lot of those done, and then we'll do more. But it's nice. So one of my biggest reasons that I converted to that, the convenience is all bonus. I was sick and tired of my lunch meat being in the back of the fridge going bad when I went to use it. So I'm like, we're just going to make sandwiches with it. Then we know we used it. We know where it's at, and it's ready to go. That was my number one reason. And the bonuses that have come off of that have been amazing. Number one, we got sandwiches whenever we need to go. We just go, we grab the freezer sandwiches. We don't put them in a cooler sometimes. We just throw them in the seat, and they thaw out as we do our activities. Number two, because we don't count them, we just grabbed a whole loaf. We always have extras. And wherever we go, there's always a child there that's hungry. And it's turned into, Miss Trish, can I have a sandwich? I'm like, have you a sandwich? Go have a sandwich. So we just grab the mayonnaise and the mustard in a squirt bottle, and we take that with us, and we're good to go. So we tend to feed, we're calling it our sandwich ministry. We just feed everybody a sandwich that needs one. Some of you have asked, like, what do I do with my daughter who's gluten-free? Well, she's gluten-free and everything else free, pretty much. She doesn't eat the sandwich, but it's still worth it for the other 5 kids to have that ready, and then we only have to work on her. So then we make things ready and easy for her. I actually have a drawer, but I can talk about that later. We're already at 20 minutes. You have stuff to do. I have stuff to do. It's fixing to be 8:30. It'll be forever before this thing loads up. So anyways, I love you guys. I hope you had a great week, and I hope you're going into a wonderful week. We're just keeping the plate spinning. If I can do it, you can do it. We can do this. I'll talk to you later. Love you.